makes sense because, after all, his great-great-uncle went to MIT.
Oh, come on, Morning Joe. You know better than that. It wasn't his great-great-uncle. It was his uncle. But you don't want to say that. Of course not. You're a douchebag on the mainstream media, which serves the bidding for the military-industrial complex. So you have to twist that little detail, twist that little itty-bitty detail and say, oh, yes, Trump, he can't possibly be smart. But he tries to claim that he's smart because his great-great-uncle went to MIT. Oh, no, it was his direct uncle, you lunatic. John George Trump, born August 21st, 1907, died February 21st, 1985, was an American electrical engineer, inventor, and physicist, a professor at MIT from 36 to 85. He was a recipient of the National Medal of Science and a member of the National Academy of Engineering. Trump was noted for developing rotational radiation therapy. Together with Robert J. Van de Graaff, he developed one of the first million-volt X-ray generators. He was the uncle of Donald Trump. So do you see? You see that little thing that they twist to try to make their audience believe that Donald Trump is an idiot, because this is what the media has always done. Because they know that Trump is, first of all, they know that Trump is a genius. What they really hate, though, especially people like Scarborough, but there's so many of them, they're jealous of Trump. That's what it is. I mean, Joe Scarborough back in the day was a rhino. I've said these are the worst men because they literally have to lie about everything, all to serve their political ideology of the far left. Joe Scarborough once served as a representative or in Congress as a Republican. Yes. But then, of course, came out once he got his TV show, and I can't stand with that party anymore. Listen, JoJo, you never stood with the conservatives. Never. You've always been just trying to do whatever you have to get up the career ladder. You could care less about anybody else. Plus, he's married to Mika. Mika's father is one of the lunatics in the military-industrial complex. So the MSNBC and CNNs, the people that they have that you see on screen are douchebags. They're douchebags that do the bidding for the military-industrial complex. They're a propaganda machine, and this is what they do is try to turn it. I mean, all Joe Scarborough has done is to mock and rip all over Donald Trump, because actually it's Joe Scarborough that's the loser. I mean, anybody that will run and pull a bunch of people in, like constituents, run on a Republican ticket when they were never a Republican to begin with, is a total loser. There's Adam Kinzinger, there's Mitt Romney, there's Paul Ryan. There's so many of them that we've known about them. People in the Conservative Party have known about these people for years. These are men that I don't look at as men, because at no level can they do the right thing. In order for them to turn their ways, they'd have to come out and say, look, I was never a Republican. It was wrong. I ran on this ticket. I lied to all my constituents and said I was a conservative. In fact, I would bet they've convinced themselves just so that they can sleep at night that they're conservatives. But they never were. They ran on those tickets to try to destroy the Conservative Party. They've been there for years. Joe Scarborough was one of those people back in the day. And I remember this show because when Scarborough Country was on, although I thought it was on CNN, but maybe it was NBC, it doesn't matter, they're the same. He was a conservative then. Now he says he's an independent because he can't stomach the Conservative Party. It's not at all. That's the same thing Adam Kinzinger says, and Paul Ryan, just all of them. That's what they say. Like, they all of a sudden, oh, no, I'm too good for the Conservative Party. Yeah, we don't want you in it anyway because you never were part of it to begin with. But what they all hate is they're jealous of Donald Trump because Donald Trump is way smarter than them. Way smarter. And all they do is make an ass out of themselves. Joe Scarborough does that on a daily basis. So he had a show when he was a conservative called Scarborough Country. Now he's an independent and does nothing but rip all over the conservative party. So do you think he was ever a conservative? No. But he did serve in Congress. And yet there was a young woman that died in his office, and it was all covered up, and nobody has been told what happened there. And he's just gone on to build his career. You see who he is? A loser. That's what these people are. So these kinds of people hate people like Donald Trump. So they have to twist and say that his great uncle went to MIT because they know his uncle was smart, but they don't want that to be too connected to Trump because it might give their audience the idea that Trump maybe is smart. Well, Trump is smart. Far more than just smart. So that's what these douchebags do. Get it right, Scarborough. You're supposed to be the media, right? Even though nobody trusts you people anymore. But you outright told a lie here. Donald Trump's uncle that went to MIT was his direct uncle, not his great uncle, you loser.